Okay, so I'm going to give you a demo of the basic line functions. Most of you probably figure out most of this on your own, but I just want to go ahead and demo it. There are fancier things that you can do beyond what I'm going to demo. The links below in the notes section of the individual time series slide has some cool alternative extra stuff that you can play around with. And I would like to see you doing that in your homework, as well as in your projects. Okay, so just as a reminder, this this data is we've got a power thing. Oh, you can see I was already playing around with this. This data it's attached to my Kaggle stuff, but it is actually stock prices relating to our Kaggle companies. So the first thing I'm going to lay down in here is, I'm going to do the stock adjusted price. This is the, to switch over to here. This is the pricing that we have for the end of the stock day or whatever, close, from 2008 to 2018 once I add in the dates. So what you can see here is that in a table form, we have one row of data, so one value for every single year. So that's what we want for time series type data. Okay, so this is a single value situation. Okay, so when we get from that over to here, move this, you see that it's a nice line. Tableau automatically does not do the dots on it because it is just the lines without the dots is usually what you want, and to add them you have to actually do extra work. So if this is fine, this is all I expect from you. You can see that as you're mousing over it, you can get to every single data point and the actual number associated with it. If we wanted to actually label those on the graph, we actually could do that. This is okay when you have just one line in here, and it's nice in a situation where either you don't have that part of it because it's not a dynamic data viz situation, or when the actual numerical values is actually very important. Just want to point out, so if you actually let me hide that. Okay, there we go. Get out of the actual data viz, the blank spot. If you haven't found it yet, this is where you do the caption, and this is the notes section for your figures within Tableau. So here's where you can add in all your good information. Okay, what else I want to say? So usually if you have null values, let's go ahead and filter those out, just because cleaner. You can see up here that there's a filter that we added right there, and you can see here that we filtered out that data. So it's automatically put in your caption for you, which is pretty cool, actually. So don't mess with your caption until you're done doing everything else, and then you can adjust it for any additional information. Okay, so this is a basic single or individual line graph with time. Here, you might consider adjusting this stock adjusted close in millions of dollars, give a little more context there. You can change the time frames and other things, or monies rather in this case. You know, if you wanted to just do have every other million or something like that, you can change actual tick marks, all sorts of things right there. So that was just a right click on edit axis. On the bottom part here, same thing, we can right click it, get an edit access. Here, year update stocks is terrible. All we really need is year. And again, like if we wanted to adjust this stuff, we can get rid of the times there. If we wanted this to start closer to the front there, if we say that we actually wanted it to touch the line, you can make those kind of adjustments. See, it doesn't actually look good though. So that's why it's smarter than we are, right? So, but I will change the marker. So now it says year. I have my title up there. Okay, good. I'm gonna take that off. Oh, just to show you things not to do. Okay, so color on this, it looks interesting, but don't do it. It's not adding any information and it makes things harder to read. Putting this on size also does not help us at all. It actually creates a misleading graph and it's obnoxious and makes the side harder to read. So yeah, and those ones aren't going to do anything for you either. So just keep it simple when you're doing just a single one. Okay, so let's add in our companies. Hey, there we go. We've got our 6 different companies. You see Amazon is the one that was pulling the trend up so high. Okay, so how good is this data viz? From accessibility standpoint, this isn't a super great situation. So instead of, now colors are great. They help track the eye, but what we don't want is color being the only thing that tells us what we're doing. So we can actually add the company stock to the label here. And now each of these are labeled. Unfortunately, because Amazon is so tall up here, it makes us where we can't actually see the differences between the groups on the other ones. How terrible is that in this situation? Well, we can actually tell from the colors that Amazon is up here, Google is up here, Apple is up here, and the differences between the other ones are negligible. They're all just basically on the bottom. If I need to get them, I can do a mouse over, but not being able to differentiate the lines, it's not actually that terrible in this situation. Or major tech companies. So we can add a little bit to there. I have been suggesting to some of you to just copy this into Microsoft Word or even Grammarly, just to make sure that you are getting your grammar correct on those. Just to make sure that yeah, that this is a sensible phrase or sentence. Okay, just because this does not have spell check integrated into it, unfortunately. Okay, so that is our basic multi-line graph. Like I said, you can add the points and stuff on there. It takes a lot more work and it's complicated and it's not gonna actually be that helpful, so I wouldn't even bother doing that. I would just stick to these 2 options.